The majority of Canadians don't realize just how far down the road to authoritarianism we are. I know we live in a country where our government cloaks itself in this nice sounding progressive language, but in reality, when you actually dig into the policies that the Canadian government executes against people who don't agree with their set of values, it's much closer to China and Russia than it is to, say, Sweden. We are much further down the road to authoritarianism than I think that people understand. One of the things that our government does that is so detrimental, and they're trying to push through even harder with Bill C-63, the so-called Online Harms Act, is they try to scare people out of speaking their mind. Right now, Tamara-elect and Chris Barber are facing 8 years in prison apiece for their role in organizing the Freedom Convoy. And the reason they're going after such long prison sentences is for the chilling effect that it will have across Canadian society. It will say, if you say or organize things that the Canadian government does not agree with, we are going to go after you, and we are going to go after you hard. It's about the message. If you look into Bill C-63, the so-called Online Harms Act, Canadian citizens are going to be facing potential house arrest and the need to wear an ankle bracelet for, get this straight, if another citizen says that they believe you are likely to speak what they deem to be hate speech in the future. I kid you not. This is pre-crime, Orwellian pre-crime to a T. You can be placed under house arrest with an ankle bracelet on, not for anything you said if Bill C-63 passed, but because another citizen reports they believe you are likely to say something hateful. It's true. Look into the bill. That's a fact. They are creating something called the Digital Safety Council, which will exist totally outside of Canada's current legal system, where 10 bureaucrats and an ombudsman will have the ability to put any Canadian under house arrest and with an ankle bracelet for another citizen reporting something they think they're likely to say. If that is not authoritarianism defined, I don't know what it is. You can also face lifetime imprisonment for so-called incitement to genocide. And I've seen a lot of that on our streets, but I know those people aren't getting arrested with what they're yelling in the loudspeaker. And you could also get lengthy prison terms. They're expanding the definition of hate speech to include anything that, I'm blanking on the exact definition, but they're expanding, foments detestation or vilification. Anything that foments detestation or vilification can now be faced with a long prison sentence. And we know what type of people they're going to apply that to and what type they're not. We need to say no to Bill C-60, the so-called Online Harms Act, which is very similar to what the UK just passed, because that just puts us in another step down the road to authoritarianism. And I know Canadians are proud of living in a free country. So put your foot down, make your voices heard, say hell no to Bill C-63, which Carney is attempting to pass right now. We need to make our voices heard. Reach out to MPs on social media, post yourself. I'm going to try to organize some rallies. If you're interested in supporting me, hit the link in my bio. Canadians say hell no to Bill C-63.